Namaskar friends, welcome to Headlines of the Day. In this video, we are going to discuss major headlines of the Hindu. Before we begin, उससे पहले आपके लिए दो लाइनें हम पढ़ना चाहते हैं. घायल तो यहाँ हर परिंदा है, मगर जो फिर से उड़ सका वही जिंदा है. It means fall 7 times and stand up 8. तो चलिए फिर डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. Delay in government's flagship प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण स्कीम to invite penalty. It is available on page number 1 और ये related है paper 2 welfare scheme से. In this article we have to know about प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण, its features, objectives, issues and ways to handle them. तो recently Union Ministry of Rural Development has come up with the set of penalties that the state government will have to bear for any further delay in प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण. अगर आपको और अच्छे से इन सारे पॉइंट्स को समझना है तो लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. और नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज एम इज कॉन्सिलिएशन विद ऑल आर्म ग्रुप्स इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट. इट इज अवेलेबल ऑन पेज नंबर 1 और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 3 इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द फीचर्स ऑफ ट्रिपाटाइट मेमोरेंडम ऑफ सेटलमेंट signed by the government of India with Assam government and 8 armed Adivasi group of Assam. तो मेजर प्रोविजंस कौन से हैं? मेजर प्रोविजंस ऑफ द एग्रीमेंट इंक्लूडेड fulfilling political, economic and educational aspirations and protecting, preserving and promoting social, cultural, linguistic and ethnic identities. An Adivasi Welfare and Development Council would be established by the government of Assam and necessary measures would be taken for rehabilitation of cadres of armed groups and for the welfare of tea garden workers, right? और recently Union Home Minister Amit Shah ने भी कहा है कि it was the government's aim to resolve the inter-boundary disputes in the northeast and strike a conciliation with all armed insurgent groups in the region before 2024. He said that number of insurgency-related incidents in the northeast had decreased from 824 in 2014 to 158, right? Our next important headline is amidst protest Karnataka passes anti-conversion bill. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 10 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द प्रोविजंस ऑफ कर्नाटका राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन बिल, राइट? तो इसको हमारी वेबसाइट पे कवर किया गया है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट आप इससे भी गो थ्रू कर सकते हैं. और नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज डेमोलिशन ऑफ रिजॉर्ट बिगिंस इन केरला आइलैंड. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 10 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 1 ज्योग्राफी सेक्शन से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट वेम्बनाड लेक, राइट? तो ये केरला में है, बाकी इससे आप रिलेटेड फैक्ट्स देख लीजिएगा, ठीक? Our next important headline is restored Qutub Shahi tombs will make case for heritage city KTR. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 10 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 1 हिस्ट्री सेक्शन से. In this article we have to know about Qutub Shahi tombs, right? They are built by the Qutub Shahis and these tombs are considered to be among the oldest historical monuments of Hyderabad. These tombs are present in large group on raised platform. They resemble Persian, Pathan and Hindu architectural styles. The tombs form the most reliable evidence of Qutub Shahi dynasty and their architectural traditions. Our next important headline is parliamentary business and essential pit stop. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 12 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द हाउसेस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट during monsoon session. What are the roles of the standing committee of parliament? Why bills are referred to standing committees and what changes could be made into procedures meant for consideration of bills? तो अगर हम परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द हाउसेस देखें ड्यूरिंग द मॉनसून सेशन, द लोकसभा प्रोडक्टिविटी वाज 47% and Rajya Sabha only 42%, right? During recently concluded monsoon session of the parliament, some bills were sent to standing committees of parliament for detailed examination. Parliament has 24 department related parliamentary standing committees comprising members of the parliament of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in the ratio 2:1, which are duly constituted by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and the Chairman of Rajya Sabha jointly. The mandate of this committee is to examine various legislations, refer to it and the budget proposals of different ministries and also to do policy thinking on the vision, mission and the future directions of the ministries concerned. बाकी आप अदर पॉइंट्स इसमें से गो थ्रू कर सकते हैं, राइट? और नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज क्लाइमेट एक्शन दैट रन्स ऑन कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 12 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 3 एनवायरमेंट सेक्शन से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द potential of electric buses for progress on climate and development goals, other related initiatives in this context and what more needs to be done. So India's procurement of 5,450 electric buses and subsequent increase in ambition to have 50,000 e-buses on the country's roads by 2030 represent the immense potential for progress on climate and development goals through close collaboration between the union and state governments. Recent governance efforts have created a new business model for e-buses. If this sector is further developed, it can reduce air pollution in the cities and fuel import bills, improve balance sheets of the state transport companies, and spur domestic manufacturing and job creation, right? नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हेडलाइन इज आर्बिट्रेरी एक्सक्लूजनरी. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 12 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस से. इन दिस आर्टिकल वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट्स recent observations on 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. तो क्यों न्यूज में है? क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेंच लेड बाय चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया इज नाउ एग्जामिनिंग द वैलिडिटी ऑफ 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. The bench has finalized 3 issues for hearing. कौन से हैं वो? Whether the amendment has breached the constitution basic structure by permitting the state to make special provisions, whether it does so in relation to admissions to private unaided institutions, and lastly, if the exclusion of OBC, SC, ST communities from the scope of the quota tramples on the basic structure, right? अगर हम 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act को देखें तो it provides for 10% reservation to the economically weaker sections, excluding other backward classes, scheduled tribes, scheduled caste who already have reservations in higher education institutions and government jobs, right? Our next important headline is should India choose manufacturing over services. ये available है पेज नंबर 13 पे और ये related है पेपर 3 इकोनॉमी सेक्शन से. In this article we have to know should government policy focus on promoting any particular sector of the economy. तो इसको बहुत अच्छे से यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन किया गया है, आप गो थ्रू कर लीजिएगा, राइट? Our next important headline is Eastern Economic Forum and India's Balancing Act. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 14 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 इंटरनेशनल ग्रुपिंग एंड एग्रीमेंट से. In this article we have to know about Eastern Economic Forum and its aim, and will India be able to achieve a balance between Eastern Economic Forum and Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, right? Why is it in the news? Recently, Russia hosted 7th Eastern Economic Forum. It is a 4-day forum. The 4-day forum is a platform for entrepreneurs to expand their business into Russia's Far East. It was established in 2015 to encourage foreign investment in the Russia's Far East. The Eastern Economic Forum displays the economic potential, suitable business conditions, and investment opportunities in the region. This year's the forum aimed at connecting Far East with Asia Pacific region. China is the biggest investor in the region as it sees potential in promoting the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative and the Polar Sea route in Russia's Far East. India की बात करें अगर हम तो India seeks to expand its influence in the Russia's Far East. During the forum, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed country's readiness in expanding trade, connectivity and investment in Russia. India has vested interest in both Eastern Economic Forum and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, and it has worked towards balancing its involvement. Indo-Pacific Economic Framework is a vital platform for India to strengthen its presence in the Indo-Pacific region. Our next important headline is Tamil Nadu's new breakfast scheme in schools. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 14 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 वेलफेयर स्कीम सेक्शन से. In this article we have to know about Chief Minister's breakfast scheme for the students of class 1 to class 5th in government schools, right? Our next important headline is Armenia-Azerbaijan border clashes, toll rises to over 170. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 9 पे और 19 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 2 इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से. In this article we have to know about the Armenia-Azerbaijan border issues, history, implications and India's response. तो Armenia-Azerbaijan related information कल ही हमारी YouTube चैनल पे अपलोड की गई है, तो आप उसको go through कर सकते हैं, right? Our next and last important headline is Monitor Financial Sector Risk for Timely Action urges Finance Minister. ये अवेलेबल है पेज नंबर 20 पे और ये रिलेटेड है पेपर 3 इकोनॉमी सेक्शन से. In this article we have to know about Financial Stability and Development Council, right? It has been set up by the government in consultation with the financial market regulators to strengthen and institutionalize the mechanism for maintaining financial stability, enhance inter-regulatory coordination and promote financial sector development. Apart from it, इससे रिलेटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन हमारी वेबसाइट पे भी अवेलेबल है और लिंक अवेलेबल करा दिया गया है डिस्क्रिप्शन में, राइट? तो दोस्तों आज के लिए इतना ही. Thanks for listening. For regular updates, you can follow us on social media.